facial bones. We're going to address the maxilla and the alveolar process. So the ridge above the teeth or gum marks, and the alveolar process also below the bottom teeth. That's the maxilla, and this is the alveolar process. Next is the nasal area. The zygomatic, which is, if we turn him laterally, Skinny Bone Jones, this is his zygomatic, also known as the cheekbone. And the zygomatic process of the temporal bone and the temporal process of the zygomatic bone those two bones form the zygomatic, also known as the cheekbone area. The vomer, which is located in the nasal area, of course he wants to fall, it articulates perpendicularly. It's a perpendicular plate of the ethmoid bone that forms the bony nasal septum. It's your septum here, so like it can be crooked, it causes snoring. The septum, it separates the nasal into two cavities. Obviously, one cavity, two cavities. Again, we're in the nasal area of the skeleton. The inferior nasal concha, which kind of lies posteriorly to the nasal septum. So it sits on the vertical bony plate, also known as the nasal septum, and it separates the nasal cavity, and it separates it bilaterally and symmetrically creates these anatomical caves or holes or foramens or openings, whichever term you choose to use. Next, we're going to address the mandible. This is the mandible area here. Okay. The mandible has several portions to it. It has the body. It has the angle. So the mandible, the angle is here. The ramus is, so the mandibular ramus is here. The angle is a little bit further up here. The mandibular foramen is, it's a hole here. It's located around that area there. So